Racetrack Ladies coming at you live from San Antonio, Texas.
It's Memorial Day weekend, 2008.
I'd like to say hi to all of our troops across the country and in other parts of the world.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for protecting our country and making the world a safer place.
We're with you.
Amen to that.
So tonight we had the Coca-Cola 600, which was rather exciting.
Yeah, you know, after the nationwide race last night, I kind of wondered, was tonight going to be a good race after all?
Actually, I was thinking...
I thought she was going to say after the first 300 laps.
Well, I was thinking compared to last week All-Star race, I was really wondering what we were going to have.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was boring. And there were parts of tonight's race that were kind of boring.
Yeah.
But for the most part, there was a lot of lead changes, and that was good.
Well,
yeah.
Between a couple of drivers.
Well, actually, I thought they said that there were 26 lead changes.
Well, yeah, but that was Junior passing Tony, Tony passing Casey passing Tony, passing Kyle Busch.
Exactly. No, it was like 3 drivers.
Oh my god.
Back and forth, back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
Okay, well, let's start with the beginning of the race.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about... Wasn't that Oral Roberts giving us the Pledge of Allegiance?
Roberts?
Is that his name?
Okay, this is what I have to say. He is elderly.
Doesn't matter. If you're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance,
you need
to know the words.
And especially when the place is full of military people.
You gotta know. I don't care. You gotta know the words.
I know it's been a while since you said it in elementary school, but you gotta know the words.
I say it once a month at a luncheon.
Because we were all saying it along with you. Something's wrong. Something doesn't match here.
He added some words to the Pledge of Allegiance.
Bless his heart.
Then I thought maybe he was doing the Texas Pledge of Allegiance where we talk about the Republic and all.
Exactly.
But I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But
anyhow.
And there was a nice little goodbye to Humpy.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You know?
So, gotta say, Humpy was all about the fans.
Always about the fans. And Humpy, wherever you go, man, I hope that you still continue to remember the fans. Because you've made it an awesome, awesome place to watch a race.
Yes.
Well, he was probably glad it wasn't about him in the track tonight when that tire went over the
That's
fence.
right.
He was like,
I'm going.
Hey, I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. Somebody else write that check.
Y'all can solve that problem later.
I'm gone.
See ya.
So about that wreck.
Yeah, man, the whole wheel.
Oh my gosh. You know, and what I don't understand is if it was truly a loose lug nut, why didn't the official catch it? You know, there are officials up and down pit road.
But they don't, I mean, at least they make sure that they get the lug nut on, but they don't always
No, there were 5 at least lug nuts. It took off 5 and the whole tire fall off.
I think there was something else going on.
Yeah, we're talking about Brian. We're talking about Brian Vickers.
But Brian was running really strong, and he's been running strong, the whole, time down here in Charlotte. And just thought he might actually, well, not really, but gonna win. You almost kind of thought that.
Yeah, we were cheering from at one point.
Yes. You know who I really felt bad for?
Kyle.
I felt bad for David Gilliland. He thought it was raining tires.
Oh my
God. Where did that come from? Boink.
Yeah,
you see that tire there and thinking, oh, not my way, please.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of that Casey Kane commercial where the ladies bump into the guy and then the tire falls off onto the hood. Yeah, I thought that was like that.
Yeah, but it wasn't finished doing its damage. No, it continued to bounce and I'm thinking somebody was making hamburgers and got interrupted.
Oh, they were like, hey, that just messed up my TV.
Let's do that.
So, was this before or after the Tony and Montoya incident?
I think it was after that.
And so what was going on with the 2 of them down the street?
They were having issues.
They were crabbing. They were crabbing.
We never really understood what was happening. Were they just upset I wasn't in the Indian? I wasn't in the Indian. I was better than you. I was better than you.
No, Scott Dixon was better than everybody.
Yes, he was. Congratulations, Scott.
I think they were upset because neither one of them were doing very well.
At
that point, they were both in the back.
Yes.
So
good place.
Yeah, because in the beginning of the race, Kevin Harvick wasn't running well, Jeff Gordon wasn't running well, Tony Stewart wasn't running well. There were a lot of drivers not running well.
A lap down.
Yeah.
But at that track with the sun being such a big part of the racetrack at the beginning part of the race, do you set up for the sun or do you set up for the cool?
You set up for the cool. That's
right.
what Tony Stewart did, and that's why Tony Stewart came on later in the race.
Oops.
Yeah.
Okay,
I need to find my happy place.
Yeah, you gotta find it real fast.
I just found it interesting that by the time we got to the end of the race and it became a fuel issue, that Casey Kane comes on pit road and stays too long to get fuel. Casey, what you thinking?
Yeah.
Obviously,
no,
didn't hurt
he
him.
wasn't thinking. Casey wasn't thinking, and neither was his crew chief.
Yeah, but see, if if Casey Kane, he could have, really lost it there if Tony Stewart had stayed on the old track.
Yeah. Well, Tony had like a 5-second lead on the field.
Yeah,
And
it was
all
almost
of a
over
sudden-
5 seconds.
It was gone.
But the last 3 pit stops, he didn't get tires. It was
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
fuel.
that was pretty
Well,
good.
that
all
was kind of
fuel.
okay. I think of that call, not a good one.
Well, you know, and Dale Earnhardt Jr., I mean, he got tires and he still got a flat. So
Well,
that would be a
that's
clue
true.
to Zippy that,
Do
you
you
know,
think-
I'm going to need some tires.
Do you think Tony's going to be praising Goodyear this week?
They think this is an off week for the praise for Goodyear. Next week it'll be back on.
I think Tony's in the holler trying to find his happy place.
Yeah, no interviews on Hot Pass.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it's disappointing. It's
Well,
just
no, hold it.
disappointing.
Talk to me about disappointing with Dale Jr. Dale Jr. busted his butt, stayed up front the entire race, was leading the race, was strong.
led
and then
led the most laps in
yeah,
the race.
and
you
then
know?
hits the wall.
Well,
Has a
he
tire
hit
go
the
down.
wall.
Yeah.
So, you know.
But what I did find interesting is that towards the end of the race, when Tony Stewart hit the wall, then his buddy Denny Whamlin
Oh my goodness.
also hit the wall and had a tire issue.
I know.
At the same time,
Yeah.
I think that's a twofer.
Bring the ambulance for Whamlin.
It was a 2-for-1.
Yes, it was. It was a 2-for-1 gift special.
Well, you know, it's pretty sad with Toyota. The only way you can really, you know, feel good about beating them is because something happens like their alternator
Exactly.
or their tire.
It's never
Yeah.
the nitro in the engine.
There is
Yeah.
no nitro. They have just figured out the engine package.
There's something in there and I know it.
I'm telling you, I'm still
Wait,
interviewing
we
new
found
sisters.
the crab issue.
Yeah, found the
Crab
crab.
issue.
There's no crab and there's no yawn.
Not
going
now.
on.
So it wasn't a Toyota, it wasn't a Chevrolet, it was a Dodge that
A
won.
Dodge.
Yeah.
Casey Kane.
So,
Kane.
okay, so
Oh,
let's
this
talk
is
about
funny.
Casey
Yeah,
Kane in
that's
the winter circle.
Oh, Casey Kane,
Oh,
poor guy.
This is hard.
They
Yeah.
handed him a beer, which is a good thing because
Yes.
that's a sponsor.
But it wasn't open.
But, yeah.
And his hands were already all wet
Twice
because
he
he'd been
tried-
tossing stuff on
and
it.
he couldn't
so
get it
he,
open.
You know,
And
the
he
little
couldn't
tab
open it.
had flipped around, so he
Yeah.
couldn't get it on the right way to
And
flip
he's
it
banging it
open.
with his knuckle trying
So
to
he's
get
trying
it
to open up the beer to drink it on camera.
Bless his little
Wow.
heart, he never could.
And then when he finally got it up there,
He was shaking.
Hey, he
know.
had no electrolytes in him. He's so dang skinny.
I don't think Bear was going
I
to give him
think they figured
electrolytes.
out
yeah,
why
beer's not going to give you
So I
electrolytes.
think that's why he shakes so much, because his electrolytes are
Well,
low.
you know, Casey Kane, you did a great job winning the race, but you need another PR person.
Yeah. you need to
because
be a
somebody
person.
could have opened that for
They
you,
had
handed
it
it
ready
to you,
That's
for you.
right.
then
That's
you never would
right.
have had to have thought
But,
about it.
I know how to do that.
So anyhow, so I thought it was interesting. So the race, finally ends, and here we get Jeff Gordon in the top 5. We get Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah.
who were written off
Lap down.
because they sucked at that point.
Hey, Junior even hit the wall.
Yeah, a couple more times.
But finally, on gas mileage, they got top 5s. It's all that matters.
Yeah, well, they still
Hey,
went
so my
tonight.
dark horse placed.
Dark horse.
My dark horse placed second.
And
That'd
who's
be
your
Greg
dark
Biffle.
horse?
That'd
Greg
be the-
Biffle.
The Biff.
And my dark horse, David Reagan. David Reagan, I'm still rooting for you. You finished 12th. Hey, you had some bad luck there for a little while, but you're running really strong.
And there
Yay, Bobby Labonte.
Bobby
Yes, he did really
You go,
well.
Bobby.
Yeah.
Run.
You rock, Bobby.
And Elliot Sadler had a great finish.
Yes, he did
needed
too.
one because the last 2 weeks he hasn't done that well.
Uh-huh. Although I thought he was going to give Casey Kane a little kissy poo in the
Yeah.
victory lane.
Was that
That was pretty close.
Okay, that was
Yeah.
called a bromance.
I thought maybe they were trying to share a beer.
Oh,
I had to get that open.
Yeah.
All right, so anyhow.
Hey, we forgot to mention that Carl Edwards did attempt to work with Junior and Jeff on the mileage issue. It did not quite work.
No.
Well, he kind of ran out
Because
of
he kept
that
trying
guy.
to stay in front.
Yeah. Guys
Jeff
are behind.
and Earnhardt switched off.
Yeah,
He
that's
switched
right.
off. That's
Yeah.
teamwork.
Right.
So,
But
overall,
Carl did run out
it
of
was
gas
a
at
great.
the
It
end.
was a good race.
Very
so
good race.
it was a very good race. So overall, we were kind of pleased with that, and it was much better than the All-Star race. So,
Yes.
so that's our
Absolutely.
race review for tonight.
Yes, that is NASCAR from a woman's perspective.
Yes, it is. So be sure to catch us on our website at racetrackladies.com.
And of course, our videos on YouTube and our MySpace page. But more importantly, catch us on our podcast on iTunes.
Yeah, sign up, subscribe, and we'll be happy to chat with you at our MySpace page.
Because
So,
we're at the track and we're going.
going green!
That's right.
All right, see you guys.
Good night.
Bye.